We are just about to get started here. Just getting the chat up, and I think we're just about ready to go into Cyberpunk 2077. We'll play some other titles as requested. Some of them I'm gonna have to download, unfortunately. I tried to download some right before we could start up this stream. And we are live. What's up? I'm Chris Mizo. I'm here live right now. We are going to game with the RTX 5090. You can let me know your thoughts of it. Let me get that focused in, and we'll get started on Cyberpunk 2077. I adjusted some of the stats. If you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know. Or if you have any other requests for any other games, please also let me know as well. And I'm just about to enter into Cyberpunk 2077 as I'm just getting this network up and ready to go. Now, I'm sure you heard about all the different problems that with the RTX 5090 and how it isn't really smooth. I wouldn't just say the 5090, but the whole 50 series in general, because it's quite interesting to see how it kind of plays out, because I'm actually still on the March driver because of the current issues that's going on. The current driver that it is up to now, it is on, let me see. Technically, it's on 57628. I'm still on 574, I can't remember, or 572 actually. And that was back on the March update because it would constantly give issues, especially going into, say, Monster Hunter Wilds. What's up, Fasten? Do you think the 7600X and the 16GB 5060 Ti are a good combo? That's an excellent combo, to be honest. The main key, if you're going to use it for gaming, Fasten, I would say that is the perfect combo to go with, especially if you're not trying to spend so much on it. I get it. And I would say that's something to go for. I would go for that, Fasten. Have you decided what type of 5060 Ti are you planning to get? I'm going to switch it over to game mode now, but I'll still be able to chat and see the chat and everything as I have it up on the other monitor here. So let me know if it's too loud once I switch it over. I'm probably going to have to adjust the volume a bit, but just let me know if you feel that it's too loud. How's that? Hopefully the source isn't too loud. Not too sure if you could really hear the volume. I don't see it working on that side. Actually, let me take off my headphones here. It's actually hot wearing them. Probably MSI. MSI is a good brand to go with, especially when it comes to their 5060s. They really have little issues. The only ones I don't recommend from MSI are the Ventus series. I don't really like the Ventus too much. They work great, but I feel like they are more prone to and more likely to run into different issues if that is what you're trying to avoid here. Okay. You guys hear the volume okay? What's up, Alexander? Good to see you. Is it streaming also through YouTube right now? Or is it just going through Twitch, Alexander? Let me know. I'm getting a 3 fan because they look nicer. Yeah, 3 fans are definitely better. 2 fans won't be as efficient, for sure. And typically you can get a lot more overclocking power because you're going to have more cooling too. So I think you made a wise decision going to that route. So right now, I'll show you the settings that I have set right now on Cyberpunk. So I'm going to go into the settings here. Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me know. So right now, currently, we have it on custom settings because what we want to do is run it on DLSS. Right now, frame generation is off because I know a lot of you are curious about that too, to see how well it performs with or without frame generation. Transformer model is being used for the DLSS, and it is on quality. And right now we do have path tracing on, and we also have ray tracing on. So this is typically very hard on a GPU, especially for any GPU, to have path tracing on. So we'll get into game and you'll get an idea to see how it's looking. So we'll go ahead and do it. By the way, Alex, I'm downloading War Thunder 2, but the only thing that sucks is I gotta wait for it to I gotta really wait for it to download. I was hoping it would download a lot quicker, but maybe I got so much on the network right now, because technically I'm streaming off of the network right now. So it runs pretty smooth. Right now we're getting a decent about 98. Hopefully everybody can see that. About 98 frames out of it. And we'll go into more of a scene where I can go into like a shootout or something. But Cyberpunk 2077 is definitely one of my favorites out of all. I love playing Cyberpunk 2077. And let's go try to go to, let's see. Let's go somewhere here on the map. How about we go to the, let's see. How about we run a mission real quick? Or we could go to the report of crimes. We could always do that. Or even the psycho missions are pretty fun to go to. So let's try going to this crime real quick. And that'll be perfect for us to go to. And this is like a pretty new file. This isn't the one that I beat. After I get the 5060, I'm likely to get another 32 gigabytes of DDR5. Yeah, well, absolutely. If you're getting 32 gigabytes, is it 32 gigabytes in total? You're just planning to upgrade it, or you're trying to get 64 gigabytes in total? Because most of the time you'll be perfectly fine with 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes is plenty fine, especially if you're running say like low latency, like especially because they're coming out with CL26, which is pretty insane. That won't be coming out until the summer, I believe. And so right now this is how it's running without any type of frame generation. There is path tracing on. Now if you take a look at it, you can see that it's almost, you can see like a little bit of the blur, but nothing like too crazy. You see a little bit of the noise in the textures. I'm getting another, oh, okay, so that makes sense. So you're trying to multitask, really. And you know what that's really good for too, especially if you're trying to game and stream into one system, just say. And that would be excellent for that. All right, so they're out here by this by the dock. Let's see what we got here. So, what about VSync? VSync is off right now, but we could definitely try it with VSync on next. So this is without VSync. We're just gonna go into like an action scene, battle scene. Okay, I'm assuming it's over here. And you can see how hard Cyberpunk really runs as it is right now. There must be something under here. Yeah, Cyberpunk is one of those games where it really runs the card hard. And currently we're on a 1440p monitor. It's the ASUS PG34WCDM. I love this thing. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. And eventually tomorrow I'll be in talks with somebody trying to get a 4K monitor in. So that way we can do some testing on that as well. Did I get the full 110 gigabytes of it? I believe so. Are you talking about on War Thunder? I'm not sure, but it was downloading. It must be the full thing because it was taking a while. I was downloading it for 10 minutes. I only got like the 30%. And surprisingly, it didn't download on time, but I do plan to download it while we're on stream too, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get into it. I was having issues with trying to get into Monster Hunters 2, and Monster Hunters it's working fine, but on the stream it seems like there's an issue with the network for somewhat. I have a feeling it has something to do with because the update is behind on the driver, so maybe it's kind of preventing it, but I'll figure something out for that. Really, honestly, it's better to get another HDMI cord and run it that way. So that way I can, so we can have like a nice smooth frames and without any issues of it going into, let's see. Oh, I can't even take really control. There we go. Get into this car real quick. Run over all these civilians. So the minimum client is 15 gigabytes. Okay. So it must be, I'm assuming it's probably going to be the full thing because I didn't really get the options. More than likely, I'll see how it is. Do they still keep that game up to date out of curiosity? I saw it was released in 2013. It's pretty impressive, especially for when the game was released. Now, I'm talking about War Thunders here, if you're curious what I'm talking about. Let's see. Ah, shit. Alright, so I'm gonna reboot. Okay. So it's been a while since I played this, so I'm gonna try to execute some reboot optics here. Oh, that's not the guy I want to get. Alright, so let's overheat this. Try to get him again here. Overheat. There we go. And let me know how the sound is working. I'm just curious. Are you guys getting the sound for Cyberpunk out of curiosity, or are you not hearing anything? Oh, somebody's behind me. So you can see that there's, even with the 5090, you still get a little bit of like very incremental hiccups in the game. And again, it's because I do have a frame generation off. So you get an idea of how it really looks like without frame generations. You see what I mean? Like if I'm spinning here. You see it? It does stutter somewhat. And that's because it's without frame generation. Now the lighting's going to look excellent on it because, I mean, take a look. You can see it really looks like this, there's like a glossy paint on this car, like it's fresh paint. And you can actually see the reflections really well off of it. You can see the difference between the whole path tracing side. Now, if you turn on frame generation, it absolutely makes a big big difference in it. How many gigs is the version I'm downloading? I would have to exit out the game to find out, and I'll definitely let you know, like once I step out of the game for a moment. So this is how it is right now. Again, you get an average. It's not really going even over 100, and this is with the RTX 5090. So typically it gets like between around like I would say like the 80 to 95 frames. And you can see how much power it's taken out the RTX 5090. And it's not even go full boost, but just to let you know, I do have this card undervolted right now. And so I think it's about 120 millivolts undervolted. So, but I am still getting the same clock speeds. So that is the good thing about it right now. I am still getting the same clock speed, so it is a bit cooler than it usually runs. When you're running on stock settings, it can run as hot as 82, 83 degrees even. I think I've seen it as high as 86. I would have to look, but I screenshotted it with the actual extra fan. Right now, the Gigabyte AORUS Master doesn't have the extra fan in there, so it doesn't have the... I'm not too sure if it really makes that much of a difference, but just by undervolting it, It certainly does make a difference in temperature, as you're seeing like about 74, which is excellent. And we're getting this with path tracing on. So let's turn on. Okay, so it is silent. Yeah, I was curious about that. And let me see if I can get the sound out of it. Behavior bandwidth highest audio video network. Okay. Yeah, it says it's going through the network, but I have to look one through here. So I'm going to step out for a minute, and I'm going to just double check this stream here. Oh, okay. There we go. I think I got it now. I think it's really high here. It's funny because it's like you're running OBS on 2 different systems. How's that? Okay, so now we're going to go over to the next place here, and this time I'm going to turn on some. I'm going to turn on not ray tracing, but I'm going to turn on frame generation, and you'll see how much of a difference it really makes. So we're going to put DLSS frame generation. Not sure if it's going to require a restart. Will affect after the game has, yeah. So it's going to restart the game, unfortunately. Okay. So let me get back here. I'll switch back over to you guys. There we go. But that's like a general idea of how it's running. So I'm gonna restart the game as of now, and then we can expect it. So now I'm gonna check it out and see what it says about that game. Let me see. Right now it is okay. It's queued at 30%, and I can't quite see how large the file is yet. So I'm looking through it. No indications of it, but it's downloading for sure. Only thing that sucks is like when you're in game, like when you're in Cyberpunk or something, you won't be able to see it. It seems to be a bit dark here, so I'm just going to turn this around just a bit. Get a little bit more lighting here. There we go. That should be better. But yeah, right now we're going to go back into Cyberpunk. We have frame generation enabled. So once we go back into Cyberpunk, you'll see the big difference in frames. So now you have a general idea of how it's looking just by raw power. And with just standard DLSS, no frame generation on, and with path tracing, everything enabled to its maximum settings, you're going to get about 80 to 95 frames. So we're going to go back into Cyberpunk now. So far, the 5090, I'm a bit mixed on it. I'm going to have a review out on it, but you can see it for yourself. It's to me personally, I feel like it's a card that should not be honestly worth $3,000. It's just a bit ridiculous for that pricing wise. But take a look at this. You'll see the big difference once the frame generation is on. And this is specifically on the Gigabyte AORUS Master 5090. Right now, I actually took off the fan on it because I wanted to see how much better cooling is on it. And also, I have the card undervolted, but it does have the same boost and memory clocks. So there's nothing affected by it. It just should run cooler. I haven't really pushed it in overclocking wise because I feel it's unnecessary. And more than likely, you don't want to get it to the point where it's really unstable. So War Thunder has an issue with people leaking real classified info about real tanks. Oh, really? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I always like games like where they really take it to the next level, like when it comes into the realism side. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to be like. So we're going to go right back here into Cyberpunk. So if you guys want to see any certain settings, feel free to let me know. We'll certainly try to get back into Monster Hunters 2 a little bit later so you can get a general idea of how that's looking. Okay, so now with frame generation on, I'll show you. Look how much of a frame difference it is. Now, I'm going to go back here to the settings. What? That's so weird. Why is AMD Fidelity Super Resolution on? It should be on the LSS. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised it even allowed that. That is strange. But you can see how much of a difference it is in frames alone, because standard we were getting about 8295 on the RTX 5090 without frame generation. Now it jumps up nearly 2 times what it was, like 200%, like about like a 150% increase, I would say, about in frames, just let alone. All right, so how many frames do you get? I like 170 without ray tracing. Now, are you speaking of for the RTX 5090? So if you like 170 without frame ray tracing, you certainly can get it easily with this. With the 5090, you could. This is with even path tracing on. With path tracing on and frame generation on, this is about 290 right now. What are the actual advantages for gaming with NVMe over SATA SSDs? Honestly, there isn't a large difference. You could even have a hard drive. You wouldn't really notice the difference. Unless there's a game that actually provides like direct storage, then you would see a difference. And that's something Microsoft is currently working on. They're trying to work on games where they can have direct storage. Then you would see a large difference. Even if you are coming, say, from PCI Express 4 M.2 to PCI Express 5 M.2, then you would see a difference. So they are working on something like that. But honestly, we'll probably see it in the next gen of graphics cards, because we'll probably see them focus it more when it comes to the, probably like 27, I would think. I don't have my 9800 overclocked either. So you got a 5090 Astral. So how do you like the Astral? I got to ask you. I spoke to ASUS. It's been really tough to get any cards with them right now. And I'm just curious how the Astral performs, because you have that 4th extra fan, right? It's pretty beefy, that card. It's almost like, it's just like the Gigabyte AORUS Master. But, of course, it looks, in my honest opinion, putting that extra fan on it makes it look rigged up. Oh, did not expect that flashbang. Oh, stream ended on YouTube? Really? OBS is... Okay, let me go check it real quick. What is YouTube doing? It says it's on. Let me just... don't mind me getting shot at right now. All right. Let me see. Let me go check on what's going on with YouTube real quick. Let's see. It says it's streaming. Okay, it is streaming. It must have been the network connection or something that must have went down. That's really crazy. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over you guys back over into the gaming mode here. Oh wait, I'm on the other one. There you go. Perfect. So I'm going right back into Cyberpunk now. Oh, that's funny. You know what? I want to take this police bike real quick. But it easily gets on about like 257, $1,500 performance. Okay, vehicle for only I feel the same. Dave, you're spot on. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I just upgraded like a 4090, but it's not like a huge difference from the 4090. Actually, I honestly enjoyed the 4090 a lot. The 5090 I feel a bit mixed with all the current issues that I've ran into. I could list like 4 different things that I've ran into with the 4090, but it certainly feels like that. It just okay. Thanks for letting me know, Alex. I do appreciate it. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes it all depends on the network. The network's kind of crazy right now. Let me just push this so I can see you guys better here. Oh, and I just noticed something too. While I'm getting shot at here too. The chat's not showing up on the game either. So you get decent frames, like 2, and this is all again with frame generation. Damn, he's really trying to knock me off my bike here. So I think the drivers, I agree. And people have been really talking bad about these AMD drivers. They have not been like this. Oh, let me get out of the map here. I gotta get off this, get out of here. But yeah, they have been rough. I don't want to update my driver because, like I said, I was having issues with Monster Hunter. And I had constant freezes with it. Alright, we'll get out of this area real quick. I wish I was. Yeah. And, they are trying to take me down. Let me see if I could go hide out somewhere. Get another boost here. Alright. I should be able to outrun them. I got the 5090 just collecting dust and using my 7800 XT as my other main PC. And using the 5090 to play First Descendant or Once Human or other MMO. Yeah, it makes sense too because I feel like it's not perfect. And see, like even just now, you can see like a stutter in it. And especially for such a premium price you pay for a 5090, you should expect just straight buttery smooth frames as you're gaming. Now, I don't have everything like optimized for it right now. So like if I turned on my VSync and turned on reflex mode and everything, I'm sure it would iron out a bit. But you would certainly see the frames drops. And this is on a 240 Hertz display on an OLED monitor too. Alright. These stars just don't want to drop. They are everywhere. It's a shame GTA 6 won't be out this year, but hopefully they come out with GTA 6 the same year. That's like kind of like holding on to some hopes. I paid $3K. Yeah, that's what it feels like. You still get some choppiness. It feels like almost like you have a graphics card that is in beta mode. Like you're just like testing out a prototype. That's what it feels like. I almost feel like I'm just like testing the card really and not really enjoying the games out of it. MPG 32 4K OLED. Oh wow, that's a good monitor actually. MSI makes some really excellent monitors. And that's a 240. Is that 240 hertz too, right? I remember the MPG is, right? But I gotta say, like, once you go to an OLED monitor, you don't go back. It's like it's hard to go back to like a standard. Man, these stars don't want to get off me. I just gotta hop on a different vehicle. I think it's too obvious I'm on a police cruiser. Oh. 240 hertz. Oh, okay, so it has the dual refresh rate, right? So it's 4K 240 hertz. 360 hertz is 1080p, right? That's kind of like one of the monitors I'm trying to aim. Yeah, it's because like, oh wow, they just ran me right over. But yeah, once you go over to like OLED monitor, it's just like night and day. It's hard to switch over. It really is. Oh man. Whew. All right, let me see if I could go find a car or something. There are Arasaka bots. And but typically this is like what it looks like, just like with the frame generation on. So it's not terrible, but sometimes you can get some like ghosting as you game. Oh, okay. So you got two. That's right. You got two monitors, 360 hertz, 1440p, and 4K 240 hertz, 32-inch, both of them. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back here to the settings, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the VSync, and you can get an idea of how that will look. See, path tracing is on, crown density is on high. Let me see. It's kind of hard to see with the overlay on. And let me see. Ray tracing, crowd density, advanced, level of detail. Where is the VSync at? No, this is just gameplay. Controls, sound, interface. Maybe that's everything here. DLSS, transformer model. We have quality, we have sharpness. So we got the ray reconstruction, frame generation. We have it at the most at 4 times. Yeah, it seems like that there is no real setting for VSync here, from what I see. Nope. I know for certain, like when you go into Monster Hunters, they definitely have it for sure. Here, they don't seem to have it. Usually it'll pop up, and I know some games will feature it. Now, they say the best way to optimize your games, especially when you have something like a 5090 or something that is similar of that nature, is that you have to have VSync on, frame generation, and also have the reflex mode on as well. Now, not all games will feature it. This guy won't leave me alone. How's he gonna complain about getting killed? As okay, so War Thunder has G-Sync. I have to let that download. But with frame generation, it does certainly make a large difference. You're jumping from 75 frames, 85 frames to now 280. Now the funny thing is, the way they advertised it too, is they made it seem like that you were gonna get like over 200 frames on a 5070, and when I was testing it, you're not gonna get anywhere close to that level, unless you take off ray tracing and path tracing and everything. Then you can actually get it. Oh, let me get out of here. This car is done. Do I prefer DLSS 4 or smooth motion? The funny thing is, I feel smooth motion is definitely a bit better, because at least it's cleared up. It's improved from what it was. I have 4K, so I have 200 plus frames with a 5090. Sometimes it drops 170, 180, so it looks so crisp. Yeah, so like in certain games, like sometimes they can really run flawlessly, and at times it just doesn't. And that's my biggest thing. It should run flawlessly the whole time, especially if you spend $3,000 on a card. And if you really think about it, a 5080 should be only worth $1,000. The 5090 should be worth only $2,000. So with the AIBs pushing up the price and everything, you should expect it to be much better, especially for the price that you're paying for. So it doesn't feel like a $3,000 card you're paying for. It really feels like a card that you're paying for that's like $1,500. Oh, this is one of those psychos. I don't even think I'm prepared to fight one. Oh, she's about to go wild right now. You see what I mean? I still get stutters. Okay, and you see what I mean? There's a little bit of delay, like when I'm turning around and everything, and you see the frames are saying I'm going 200 frames. It doesn't feel like 200 frames there. I feel that it's the drivers and Ingredient needs to fix GPU problems and not rely on AI. I agree. They really need to fix these drivers. It's just constant issues. Luckily with Cyberpunk, there really hasn't been any real big issues with it. But oh, I just went down too. I don't get stutter at all. It's probably some CPU bottleneck. Now, the funny thing is, it's a 9800 X3D I'm on too, and it's I do have it curved optimized. So I don't think it's that, because if it was, we would definitely notice it. So let me go back, because again, I'm actually streaming off of another PC here. I'm not even streaming off the same PC. So we'll go back here. I'm going to try to attempt to go into Monster Hunters to see how well that works. Yeah, the funny thing is, I felt like I didn't get stutters when I had the RTX 4090 and try it. Maybe some of the stuttering could be resolved here with, but I'll just give you an idea here. See, here's War Thunder at 33%. Unfortunately, it's still downloading because I have had a game opened. So I'm going to try to go into Monster Hunters. Hopefully it cooperates this time. Let me go back here so you guys can see me full screen here. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going back into Monster Hunters. Hopefully it cooperates and works through the network. Usually it works fine, but maybe it's that has to do with the driver or something. I have a feeling it's something along those lines here, but we'll find out right now. And let me try to swap it over here. It's so odd. It's funny because I know I have Monster Hunters up and working. You can see it through the camera, but yeah, it does. It has issues. I'm really trying to enjoy the game when it comes to Monster Hunters, but it seems like it always runs into like some sort of freezing. Especially like from what I noticed, I ran into freezing when I entered the forest. It like hard froze, and that had to do more with NVIDIA's driver than anything, and that was like a big complaint I had here. Okay, so let me just try something. I'm trying to get it to play through now on Monster Hunters now. So it has Are you downloading War? Yes, I'm downloading War Thunder on Steam right now. So right now I'm trying to get that up as well, but as of now it's just like still downloading. So hopefully I can get this up and working correctly here. Borderless window, the ultra wide. I wonder if it makes any difference if I just make it wide. Let's, out of curiosity here. Will it? Nope. Same thing. So I'm going to go into the OBS here. And try to get it to show. And nothing. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll go back real quick. I'm going to go back into the chat and try to resolve this issue. It's faster on the Gaijin Entertainment website. Does it download into Steam too? It's just not a high-end PC, but it puts my 5090. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, it seems like with the Sapphire Nitro Plus has been really impressive on that side. And that's what's really been frustrating for the most part, is that it seems like it's been running better on that than on the 5090. So it's like you're paying all this money, right? You're paying all this money for a 5090, but it still runs into its issues. So don't mind me right now. I'm just working on trying to get this whole Monster Hunters up. For some reason, it doesn't want to respond over through OBS. And again, I don't know if it's really the Monster Hunter issues. I'm just curious. I'm going to try to open up the bench out of curiosity, see if that pops up. If it does, then I know it's the game itself, because it seems like I've just been having issues with it. And yeah, we're on the right setting here. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here and see if it opens up here. Especially because there's not really much to set up on this. You will get, yeah. See, that's the only thing. I don't like really having too many launchers. I prefer it to have everything into one. All right, so let's see. Will that come up? So capture audio beta. So right now I'm just checking all the NDI settings now. AMD software also lets you put NVIDIA software to shame, and it gives the user more control, and it's so much easier. I agree. It's crazy because it's almost like NVIDIA's new app was supposed to improve by like tenfold, but it seems like it's still like off. It was supposed to be like a true all-in-one tool, but it hasn't proven to be that quite yet. And I'm hoping it does get better over time. And will it show up? Now, out of curiosity, I'm going to switch back over here and see if it comes up. And it's no. So it must be a Monster Hunters thing. That's funny because it seems like it was working before, and now it seems like it's definitely something to do with Monster Hunters. Oh, I know exactly. I have an idea what it could be too. I know exactly what it is. I think it's because I have